If you're interested in winning more games of Madden, head over to winmadden.com, where you can gain access to the top offenses and defenses ran by the pros at the highest level. And you can now use my code DREW20 for 20% off your yearly or monthly membership and start winning today. Boys, today I'm going to be going over one of the easiest offenses that you could run in Madden 26, and it's going to help you win more games online, guaranteed. So if you enjoy this type of content, make sure you drop a like, subscribe down below, and leave a like so that I can post more content like this. So I'm in the trips tight end flex formation. And I looked up on huddle.gg what formations or what playbooks have this formation and the specific play we're going to be running most of the time. The playbooks that have trips tight end flex that I would recommend running are Bears, Browns, Colts, Eagles, Saints, Steelers, and Titans. I'm in the Saints playbook just for reference. Now, when we go over our audibles, I want you guys to have Dagger, RPO Zone Alert, Omaha, verticals, and PA shot crossers. There's several setups for each of these plays that we're going to go over. And the play that we're going to come out in almost always is the play motion Y post. It's the play we're going to be running most of the time. And I'm going to go over this against just like a cover 3 defense at first. I'll show it also against man. But all these setups are universal for beating zone and man. It's just about reading the field, and like every route, all the route combos we're going over. Like I say in every like offensive ebook we go over, it's going to have really elite spacing with the route combos, allowing you to get something open versus both zone and man. So you don't have to worry about running specific setups versus certain defenses unless it's a cover 2. So with that being said, you want to be able to you want to make sure you come out with your trips to the wide side of the field. So if we were on the left hash, we would come out and run all these setups flipped. So we're starting out in motion Y post. This is going to be our most ran play, and there's several setups that we have for this to beat cover 2 and then cover 3, cover 4, any type of man defense. So the reason this play is so good is because of the sharp cutting post route the tight end runs. You notice when we put him on a regular post, it's like it has a slightly more vertical angle, whereas right here it's a lot more shallow. This is exactly what we want. You can also stem it up or down, stem it down like a slant, or leave it on the post route, whatever you want to do. But the first setup we have is just to simply streak our running back out of the backfield, and we are going to custom stem this inverted zig route down 1. We're going to do that every time we run this play because it just makes it beat man and gets open against zone a lot quicker. And so we're going to run the play here, and your first read is going to be your running back up the seam. So against cover 3 and cover 4, and pretty much any zone that's not cover 2, where there's a lot of yellow zones underneath, you're going to be able to have this throw right here. So we streak the running back, stem the zig down 1, and we're going to throw this again. And so as you can see, the running back gets open in the seam area right there. They're going to have to user that. And then you also have your stem down inverted zig route. So we're going to stem it down, streak the running back. We're going to see that you have this inverted zig right here too. And a lot of times when people user one of those two linebackers, that can dictate how open that inverted zig can be. So you potentially have a lot more space to work with if they're using one of those guys. So you just kind of lead it upfield, and then you could rack it pretty easily. Another setup that we have is to just simply slant the inside most receiver and stem down the zig once more. And I forgot to show the post route. If you have time, you can also hit this post route. It gets in a nice little area. So thankfully the pass rush allowed us time to throw that. So the slant post combo out of trips tight end is always going to be undefeated in my opinion. You also have your running back table route that's open immediately. If it's open immediately, that can be your first read as well, depending on how if they're playing underneath zones or not. So, but a lot of times this slant will get over the top. Like you see how it has that nice little soft spot in the zone right there, to where you can just either hit it immediately, or if they're using, like say you're trying to confuse their user, this is perfect for confusing someone's user because they see a slant coming, they see a post coming, they're like, oh shit, which one do I guard? And then they both get open really quickly. So it's like, the user kind of has to pick and choose. And then when they think they're guarding they have the slant and the post guarded, boom, you have your inverted zig right here that you can just, This is probably one of the number one plays in the game, if I'm being honest with you. Another setup we have versus cover three or even cover two defense really is to just streak the inside most receiver right here. You could hit him with this setup every once in a while to kind of get him up the seam right here. Just assume somebody's using, like somebody's going to be using one of those two linebackers. It's not always going to be open, but it just needs to be on your radar for like an instant read or something like that if they're just giving it to you. So, and then you also have your other options as well. That streak can run off that inverted zig a lot of the times, and then you can rack it upfield. All right, and really quickly, I'll show you how this play can absolutely roast man coverage. If you're seeing a lot of man coverage, I would just recommend blocking your running back and doing our slant post setup that we talked about. You have three routes here that are just going to absolutely kill man. You have the slant. He got bumped right there. You got to watch out for that too. Like man coverage this year, there's a lot of random bumping, and like that can make someone's defense look really good, and it can also make someone's defense look really bad. So just be on the lookout for that. You could pass lead that post route down, cut the pass off if they don't have any knockout abilities. But yeah, against man coverage, I would just do our slant setup, block our running back. And like I said, man is a little inconsistent. Sometimes it can beat man, sometimes it can't. Just depends on how your opponent's shading, really. So we'll just run this one more time, just so you guys can get some good reps. And you would think that motion wheel would beat man, but it actually doesn't this year. So I wouldn't recommend running the motion wheel against man coverage a lot. So you see the slant got open that time. It's just all a matter of like randomness, in my opinion. And you have to watch out for the man or like the route commit feature. If someone's route committing you like into the inside or route committing inside on you, that can potentially bag this setup. So just be aware of that. You want to have some outside breaking routes as well. All right, now I'm going to show you how you can beat cover two zone with this play. So it's a slightly different setup. So we're going to stem down our inverted zig all the way. We're going to streak our tight end, and you can either leave your running back on a table route or you can put him on a Texas route. It really doesn't matter. I like putting him on a Texas route because you have like multiple options going over the middle, and then putting the tight end on a streak is going to allow space for that motion wheel to get behind the cover two cloud flat. So we're going to look for the cover two cloud flat, look for it to run by, pass lead to the outside, and possession catch it on the sideline to get the toe tap animation. And then we're going to run our other setup too. So our other setup is just to stem the zig down and streak the tight end. And then a lot of times, if you really, really know it's cover two, it's nice to leave the running back on that table route because it just means that that cloud flat has something to pay attention to. So it's going to get open a lot. Like it just helps the wheel get over and split in between the zones a little bit better, in my opinion. And this play is like also a really good everything beater. So like when you're running this offense and you don't know what coverage or what defense they're in possibly, it's always just a good idea just to run this play with the slant setup. And it's going to beat pretty much any zone or man defense. So no matter what defense they're in, you're going to have something open. So just keep that in mind until you feel your opponent out. The next play we're going to go over is this RPO Zone Alert Omaha. If they're not user, you gotta watch out if they're trying to user it. So, and like the RPO settings with the RPO pass key being set to like conservative. A lot of good players have that on their settings, so you have to be aware. So like if you ever run this RPO and the bubble doesn't look open, that's probably what they're doing on defense. So just be aware of that. If you ever run this play, you're like, oh, it's just ain't getting open, Drew. It's probably because your opponent has their RPO pass settings set a certain way. So, but against the default coach adjustment settings for RPO passes, you're going to have this RPO pretty much every time, especially against dollar defenses or defenses that are really spread out. The two receivers do a really good job of blocking at the second level, so they can steal the edge for you, and you can get some easy, cheap yards that way. And the next play we're going to go over is Dagger. So I realize I just skipped over it, so that's my bad. Dagger is just a really good quick snap play. All I'd recommend doing is blocking your halfback. And this is just a really good like zone flood. Okay, you have your tight end drag immediately. If it's open, I would always take the tight end drag, always. Otherwise, you could look to the second level. Another way you could run this play is to streak the tight end and put the running back on an in route, or you could just block the running back. or you could put him on a table route. So either block him, put him on an in route, or you could table him. It all has the same effect. And so by you putting this tight end on a streak, I'm going to block the running back just so I can have time. By you putting this running back on a streak, you are clearing space for this crosser to get open. So that's going to get open against, like, if they're shading underneath, or even if they're not, you can get that crosser open in the second level of the defense. And then another setup that you can do is you can streak the tight end, block the halfback, and then stem this in route all the way down, and then flat the slot receiver. What this is going to do is it's going to break apart. This is going to pull apart the zones, so you can throw this in route right here. And there's so much open space to get the zone when you run this. And this is also a play that I would recommend going to if you're in a long yardage situation and you need a first down. So you can run our setup right here, and then depending on the down and distance, you could stem this dig route up or down. And a lot of times our user is going to chase the crosser potentially, and then if I can get time in the pocket here, you can hit that in route. Just assume their user is guarding the crosser or something else that you have on the play. So, like, say, put the running back on a Texas, streak the tight end, or just put him on an option route, or put him on something to where the user is going to have to pay attention to him, and that way you could throw this dig route. We're playing against a computer, obviously, so the zone's going to be there, but my point still stands. And then we have verticals. Now, this is probably, like, there's no specific setup for this. You just pretty much just run it stock. Make sure you have base blocking. If you have your tight end drag, you're going to throw it immediately, of course, kind of like our Dagger setup. But where this play really shines is if they're running cover 3 or cover 2. So I'll show this against cover 2 after I show this against cover 3. Against cover 3, you're going to look to the quick seam once he gets off that jam. Boom, pass lead inside, possession catch. You're always going to have that against cover 3 because the seams are really, really weak. So we're going to run that again. Just stock, no hot routes at all. You're just going to look for the seam area once he gets off of that jam, and then you're going to possession catch it. If he doesn't get clocked and you get a good animation, you're going to get you're gonna get some good yards there. And against cover 2, you're going to have 2 options here. Okay, you're going to run the play stock, no setups here, right? If you have your tight end drag, you take your tight end drag, of course. But what we're also going to look for on our deep options here is the seam streak deep down the middle, and then the streak or the fade route, really, that's running deep down the sideline. So we're going to run this. We're going to throw the seam streak first. You're going to notice that you can thread the needle down the middle, rack it for a 1-play touchdown against any cover 2 defense. And then you're also going to have this fade route right here. Wait until he gets off the jam, pass lead it outside. Boom, you're going to have the outside fade against cover 2 as well. So we're going to run that one more time just so you can see how powerful this one play is with no adjustments. So cover 2, boom, you're going to have it deep down the sideline, just possession catch it. You want tall receivers too. The taller receivers you have, the better. If it looks like it's going to be a contested catch, you can click on and cut the pass off and then still get some great yards. All right, the last play we're going over is PA shot crossers. Now, this has been in the game for years. It's everyone's favorite bot play. I'm just kidding. But really, this is a really good 1-play touchdown versus cover 3. So we have a cover 3 defense on the field. And what we're going to do is we're going to block our halfback, corner out our tight end, streak our inside most receiver, and in route the backside receiver. And so we're going to look for this post over the top if we have time. So if we have time in the pocket here, you can see we could thread the needle over the middle, and we're going to see if we can run that again a few more times just so you guys can see that it's really consistent. It's been a cover 3 bomb for years. So you streak the inside most receiver, corner out the tight end, and then you in route the backside receiver. And if we can get time in the pocket here, you're going to see that we can thread the needle here. Boom. It's a little bit tighter window than in years past, I've noticed, but we'll just run that one more time just so you guys can see. Corner out the tight end, block the running back, streak the inside receiver, backside in route the receiver out wide. So we're going to double team this guy, see if we can get some more time in the pocket. Boom. You're going to see that we can split the defense right there for a big gain and potentially a cover 3 beater. All right, for red zone passing here, what I would recommend you guys do is one of our setups out of Dagger that we just went over. So you select the play Dagger. You're going to stem the in route all the way down, flat route the slot receiver, And then you're going to flat route the tight end and then streak the running back out of the backfield. And what this is going to do is it's going to give you several. It's going to give you 2 quick reads. So you have a quick read on the right side against zone defense. Throw the halfback immediately. Boom, possession, catch it. You're in the end zone clean. Then the other read that we have, of course, is going to be our stem down dig route over here on the other side. So it's going to pull apart the zones. Boom. Easiest red zone dot of your life. We're going to run that one more time here for you guys. We're going to throw both routes. So we're going to throw the running back out of the backfield first. You're going to notice that's going to be quick and easy into the end zone for the touchdown. And then we're also going to have our in route here. So boom, like this. It's open for a really quick read. All right, so when you're going against a cover 2 defense, I'd recommend running the same setup here. Flat route your 2 receivers here from the slot and the tight end. Should streak the running back out of the backfield and stem the dig route down all the way. And so even against cover 2, this is going to break apart the zones, and then you're going to have an easy touchdown. You can also run this RPO in the red zone too if you want to, and you don't have to throw the RPO. You can just choose to hand it off to the running back if the RPO doesn't look open. It's still a really good run play by itself. So you just want to double team the defensive tackle, to get better blocking. It is a slower handoff, so just be aware of that. There's potential for the handoff for it to be blown up in the backfield because of the handoff being so slow, but that's not going to happen every single time. It's just kind of a fluky thing. But if you guys enjoyed this video and you want me to post more videos like this, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe down below, and hit the notification bell so you're always notified when a new ebook goes live.